Who approves martial law? Have you ever wondered who has the authority to declare martial law, especially during a tumultuous time like the American Civil War? Understanding this can give us a clearer view of how power dynamics shift in times of crisis. Martial law is a temporary military rule, often enacted during wars or civil unrest. It allows military authorities to take control of government functions and enforce order. During the American Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln made significant use of executive powers, which are the powers granted to the president to act swiftly during national emergencies. These powers are not explicitly laid out in the Constitution but are derived from various statutes. Two key pieces of legislation are the Calling Forth Act of 1795 and the Insurrection Act of 1807. These laws allow the president to deploy military forces to suppress insurrections and enforce federal laws. In practice, the president has substantial authority to impose martial law, especially when faced with rebellion or insurrection. Lincoln's actions during the Civil War exemplified this. He declared martial law in several regions, including Kentucky, to maintain order and suppress dissent. One of his most controversial moves was the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus. This suspension allowed individuals to be detained without trial, which he justified as necessary for national security. While Lincoln acted without immediate approval from Congress, many of his actions were later ratified. In 1863, Congress confirmed the suspension of habeas corpus, acknowledging the extraordinary circumstances of the time. This reflects a complex relationship between the executive branch and Congress during a national crisis. Lincoln's imposition of martial law was seen as essential for preserving the Union. However, it also sparked debates about the limits of presidential power and the balance between national security and individual rights. The American Civil War highlighted how executive powers can be exercised in times of great turmoil, raising important questions about governance and civil liberties. In summary, while the president has the authority to impose martial law, historical context and legal frameworks shape how these powers are exercised. Lincoln's use of martial law during the Civil War serves as a significant example of executive power in action, illustrating both the challenges of maintaining order and the ongoing discussions about the scope of presidential authority.